Hey, welcome to the news for AQ Worlds. We have the contest winners, which I have not seen, so you'll get my first reaction to that. That'll be at the end, as well as a new AQ Infinity post, an update on that, and some more. So let's get into the news. We're gonna do the AQ Infinity at the very end. There's not if there was anything crazy, I put at the start, but we'll read through it. I already pre-read it, but yeah, I'll go through it, but nothing too crazy. Anyway, so Alina here. There's good stuff to know in it though. Alina with a new look at some art for the upcoming event, which should be tomorrow. We're getting part 2 for the Yokai New Year stuff. A confirmation that the set will be in the game for March, I would imagine, with it being Dage themed. Yeah, I still think that's really cool. Also, confirmation that this late set will be added to the game. We haven't seen this yet, but yeah, Lay cooked up an Aztec themed Legion set with the arm blades and everything there. Yeah, really cool. Better look at it with a really well, I don't know what you call that, but good expression on the cape. There, that's the word for it. There you go. Aranx cooked up a new house this week. I think this uses, maybe it does this use art from a different map? It looks all new to me. I don't know, but probably does here and there. Anyway, yeah, really nice looking winter themed house. All the windows, that's sick. And then you get the interior as well, a bar. Yeah, really cool house. I would probably pick this up if it was reasonably priced. Back to the Legion themed gear, this time with a black star. Yeah, so work in progress. Kind of a stone mask there. Got the helmet on the floor he's stepping on. Yeah, good stuff. A Legion line from Kartos. Yeah, I like how the face mask looks. That does give me a really Legion vibe with the face mask there. So yeah, good work. It's crazy how much influence the head of the Legion Beast has had on Legion art post that releasing. Like you can see the influence here with this art from Silver. Yeah, so another Legion set here. Not sure if this will make it in the game or not. I don't think it's been confirmed, but yeah, looking good. A rough concept from Seffy here with the spear. That's really cool looking spear. Yeah, that's really sick. I could definitely see people liking that without being all finished up. Like the little moon cape and everything. Very nice. Alvaro also working on a Legion set. It's kind of a cowboy looking outfit. Yeah, really nice. Got the bone arm and everything there. Now, if you have a particular item in the game that you think would look good Legion themed, Bido seems to be doing that for some items. Yeah, existing items in the game. He's asking for suggestions for that. I saw some good ones here. I don't really have one of my own. I thought about it for a while when I saw this posted, and I don't particularly have that one. Might actually be cool. I could see that being cool as well. Yeah, there's definitely could be some good ones. But yeah, if you have any good ideas, you can leave them as a reply. Of course, this tweet will be linked down below in the description, like always. So check that out. A work in progress commission from Arlette. Yeah, I think this will probably turn out to be a pretty decent looking armor. Maybe we'll get to see a more finished look next week. Also, another work in progress, this time from Despera. Really like this. Despera posted a absolute metric ton of art on their Twitter this week, so go check it out if you enjoy the art from this artist. There was just too much. I had a hard time even looking through it, but this was definitely my favorite piece posted. I think it's Korey's faction, so yeah, really cool. Cool looking RAM axe from Heartie here, at least I think it's RAM, supposed to be, along with a bow. Yeah, really love the design, purple, gold, very great color combo. All right, contest winners for the weapons. I have not seen this yet. You gotta believe me on that. I haven't seen these. They've been out for most of this week. Let's see who won. All right, I haven't scrolled down on this page yet even, so yeah, let's see. So over 250 contestants submitted 500 entries, making this one of the most amazing contests ever. Feast your eyes on the fantastic winners. Hopefully they have images here. All right. Yeah, I haven't read or seen this. So Archfiend DageNulgath grand prize winners. So it looks like this one was one of the winners. It's a very complex sword. Kind of hard to see in this resolution, but that it looks pretty good, I gotta say. Is there a second one? Is this weapon also a winner as well? Because that looks really cool if that's it. You got a shield here. That one. So the reason this is like news, the contest, is all of these weapons will be added to the game. All the winners. So Like this stuff will make it into the game. Which it was it a Legion yeah, I think it was based on Nulgath stuff, I think, for the contest, probably because they wanted weapons for Nulgath's birthday, I'd imagine. I don't know, but I'd imagine that's why they're doing that and they want to add them in a game. So yeah, really cool. Legion stuff too as well. I think it's Legion or Nulgath. So the candle weapon is really creative. I like that. So inverted flame, some cool concepts here. That's a really neat spear. I haven't seen a lot of these yet. I saw some of these posted on Twitter, but yeah, I didn't even know a lot of these. I didn't even see a lot of these get posted. So yeah, really cool. So those are all the winners. That's all the actual winners there. Let me read this real quick. All right, so the details for this are that the 6 winners, or the 6 winners' weapons will be added to the game in March, and they will be farmable for normal players if you're not one of the contest winners that get them for free. So there'll be farmable permanent items in the game. So AC tags. So yeah, it's really cool. Winners of the contest are also being paid. I'm not sure what they're getting paid, but probably the normal rate for a weapon. That I don't know. But yeah, they're getting paid, so cool. But wait, there's more for the contest. So these are also winners. So that's a really cool Legion sword. It looks like there's 2 there. These as well. A spear looks sick. I did see this one on Twitter, definitely. Same with this one. So these all won as well, and will be added to the game same way. They mentioned them being wicked end game farming rewards. So yeah, really cool. So I guess all these people won as well for the contest. And then they have a bunch of other names for people that entered that are also getting character page patches, 1K AC. So yeah, that's really cool. So all those people get that for entering. Really nice. A lot of times, just like if you entered with something really decent, they'll probably give you some kind of prize for most of the AE contests. So yeah, really cool to see they're doing that. And yeah. All right, that's pretty cool for contests. I think it's one of the cooler contests they've done for actual like weapons that they're going to add into the game. So yeah, maybe they should do it with something else like helmets or capes or stuff in the future as well. Would be cool to see. So anyway, let's get into the AQ Infinity stuff. Now they do go over a few things about like story flow and stuff that they're changing and all that. So let's go over it. All right, so they open with for years, players, maybe you have written to us about issues with the AQ World's early storyline. So, what if we fix these story flow issues? We only get one shot. Some NPC art there, all the remade stuff from Aranx, I think. Mostly that's what that is. This game project motto is keep what we love, also make it better, and try to stop the test from redrawing every single thing. All right, so players have made themselves loud and clear that they want the game to stay authentic to the original. In the same breath, they also list 10 trillion things that they want improved. Our artists seem incapable of keeping hands off the art, mostly because the super old art, man, art from 2008 is super old now. Okay, right, like chat, we're getting old. All right, super old art from the early years of the game had little shading and look bad against the newer art. Aranx has been doing glow-ups on the art to bring them up to the level of quality the new stuff being created for the game. I don't think it looks... I mean, okay, some of the old art does look bad. Some of it does not. Some of the old art from like the early years of AQ Worlds holds up remarkably well. And even... yeah, anyway, could be better than stuff that's more recent, but you know, some of the more recent stuff looks a ton better than the old stuff. Vice versa, like I guess it's subjective because it's art, but yeah, some of the old stuff is really good. And seeing them replace stuff like Graveland's NPC, like some of the old art for NPCs was very, very well done, and yeah, okay, anyway, I don't need to get on a rant about this, but they should really reconsider. Especially, okay, anyway, JX The game artist, formerly known as J6, wait, did he change his name? Jason, okay, has been the art director, guiding the changes so that things keep the feel of the originals. Of course, this is still too much of a change for diehard fans of the old school, to which my solution is to flash that meme of the little girl saying, why not both? Specifically with the dragon below, we are putting both versions in the game. The new dragon with the improved shading will be in the new Dragon's Lair revamped story, but as a bonus, we will build a second version of the fight featuring the original dragon, along with some funny cutscenes to say in-game what every old school fan of the game is thinking. That is both funny and a good solution. Keep what everyone loves and also make it better. So yeah, we got the older look for the dragon and then the newer one with the more shading on it. So take the old one, put some more shading on it, new one. Easy peasy. So, well, not so easy. It's, you know, takes a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Shading takes a lot of time. But anyway, actually like the new dragon. Doesn't look too bad, and kind of does match up what their newer art looks like. So the old dragon looks good too, very much so. Anyway, I do think it's interesting that they're going to be including the old and new art, kind of like that Tomb Raider remake that came out recently, where they have like the remade version of the game, but you can like hit a button on your controller and it switches back to the one from like 2000, like 1990 or 2000, whenever the original Tomb Raider games came out. But it's kind of cool. Maybe that kind of inspired this in some way. I don't know, or something like that. I think other game remakes have done that as well. But anyway, how to improve the story without changing it. Creativity is a process. It can be a pretty wild ride. The process of creating the original version of Adventure Quest in 2009 was to make up new crazy things each week and release it for you to play. I wrote the beginning of the main story the same way that I run live events, with absolutely zero planning. When I wrote the words, "The 13 Lords of Chaos," on the title screen in Flash, no one even knew what it meant yet. Not even me. No one really questioned it. We came up with weird stuff all the time and made it into gloriously memorable and funny things. But it also created a lot of weird plot issues, loose ends, and inconsistency. I guess the AQ World's story is, if you love plot holes and loose ends, it's completely chock full of them. True to the game's name, chaos has always been part of my personal creative process. This brings me to the point. All of those weird plot inconsistencies are now painful to play through. Some of it's charming, but there are a lot of things that just do not make sense. We have a unique opportunity while rebuilding the game to make everything make sense. Also, just a smiley face there. Also, a chance to make things more interesting for longtime players. Nice. Remember the first Chaos Lord or Eshron? I think I always say this guy's name wrong. It was an MC Escher inspired battle mage with inversion magic. The maps for his area were all based on the MC Escher art, but what was his backstory? Why did Dracath choose him to become a Chaos Lord? Why did he invert the town? What was the weird cube thing in the storyline that you needed to defeat him? None of these questions were asked nor answered in the game. Sure, some of these things were hinted at in old design notes. Yeah, that's my favorite way of storytelling. But who is going to hunt and try to read that now? Reading old design notes is actually kind of fun. You guys should try it. Go to design notes and just flip back to like one from 2010 or something. It's actually, I don't know. I find it interesting, like to see what was coming up that week. Instead of just copy pasting quest text, we use the collective power of our creative team to answer these questions. I do that all the time when I'm typing out stuff. Like you type, like, you know, they wrote something else here, then like deleted part of it, and forgot to delete this, and then yeah. Anyway, I do that all the time. All right, Reens and I have been spending a lot of time thinking about the above in relation to the new intro we are building. At the time of Adventure Quest World's release, the vast majority of the player base was in love with Dragon Fable, so Pulsar, the Doom Knight, was the main villain of the game at the time. Dracath was in the game too, although he was still human. The intro was created to shock longtime fans of our games, but it did assume that you knew who Sepultura was. A new player would have no idea who these characters are. Yeah, I went into AQ Worlds not knowing very much at all about the characters. I knew who Arlette was from playing the original Adventure Quest for a little bit, but I did not play Dragon Fable maybe I played a little bit, but I didn't play it a lot at all. So yeah, I did not know who these characters were. So I got that experience of playing the original AQ Worlds. What was happening? Sort of how I felt at the start of Game of Thrones. If we want to have that moment in Infinity, spoiler, we do, then we need to have a proper setup which introduces the hero to these villains and cast of heroes prior to that event taking place, which dangles a scary option in front of us. Should we create a new story that happens before the 13 Lords of Chaos in this game? A prequel, will you have? I guess the question is, anyone else craving a little more Sepultura time? Craving, I think this is supposed to say, a little more Sepultura time in AQ Worlds. Okay, so they're kind of hinting at wanting to do a prequel in AQ Infinity here, so interesting. Would you guys be interested in that? I don't know. I kind of would be. They need to be very okay. One thing that AQ Worlds does a lot with their story in game through the time is they'll be the characters will exist in a different plane of existence, a different dimension. They'll sometimes be on a different planet. They'll be underwater. You never know where they are or when they are. When you go into a new story in a new place in AQ Worlds, I really think they should be like, they should do that thing where it's like, this is taking place here at this time, this location. So you actually know like what's happening, because if they're doing a prequel to AQ, if they're starting out before AQ Worlds and they don't even say that anywhere, people are going to be very confused. So I know I would be, but anyway, they do that a lot in AQ Worlds, and they almost never explain it, when or where or why they are where they are. Okay, so Graveland comic book. Does this... A year or so ago, we finished a comic book for Adventure Quest Worlds called Graveland, pronounced Gravelin. It is just one issue and has not... Do people not... I always like the pun of Grave... Anyway, one issue and has not been released yet. It starts a little bit before the ended invasion of Swordhaven and tells the story from Graveland's point of view. She's an awesome main story character. We have been toying around with the idea of basing the intro on this story and having you collide with the events in the comic. One of the things I truly regret from the original Adventure Quest Worlds is that we never got to spend time with Graveland and get to know her before that giant flying undead dragon castle fell from the sky. This is something I would like to do. Okay, so if this was the kind of prequel thing they're referring to in the paragraph above, that would actually be pretty cool. I would like to do, but just because I like it does not make it feasible. This will increase the size of the intro a lot. A new player will need to complete the entire intro before entering the town of Babylon, and then being able to access the rest of the game world. Worth talking about. You could always have a skip intro button. Most people would click the skip it. Okay, but maybe as a game dev, you don't want that because people will skip it and then they don't know what they're doing or where they are or why they're there. But yeah, that would make the intro pretty long. Maybe have it post. Okay, no, flashbacks are kind of cringe. I don't know. Yeah, that is an issue. But that's a very valid issue of not wanting the intro to be too long. Would be cool though. The Dragon's Lair. We had been working on recreating the Adventure Quest Worlds. This is a very long segment of me reading through this. I'm trying to get my opinion here and there, but yeah, anyway. We had been working on recreating an adventure from Adventure Quest Worlds, the 7 Deadly Dragons saga. The map, monsters, and machines are complete, but we still need the cutscenes and music before releasing it. The music and sound effects system for cutscenes has just finished last week. Nice. This adventure was recreated with no changes from the one in the existing game. After talking about the intro, we decided before we start the equivalent of an open heart surgery on the game's main storyline, we should try doing it in a smaller area and let you try it. That area is going to be Dragon Lair. Dragon Lair has all the same issues that a lot of the Adventure Quest World's adventures do. Who is this dragon? Why are you raiding his lair? Who are the dragons? Like, I've actually always wondered, like, why. I'll be honest, the first time I played AQ Worlds, I was like, why are we in a dragon's lair all of a sudden? What are we doing here? Who are the dragon slayers? How can it be a more fun experience to be invited to join their order? Can we get some lava shaders and particle effects? Hopefully they look better than the water particle effects and the Battlon. Those look awful. In there to make the map cooler. This is what the team is working on this week and next. So you can see skill ID for Fireball, and then you got some logic chains here. It looks like, I don't know what these would actually be called, but true output. Yeah, so interesting. So you got a little bit of a node-based thing here for the Fireball skill. Features and combat updates. So I think this image refers to this paragraph. Since the last tech demo, programmers Warlock, Yurumi, Tunic, and Spider have been working on that enormous list of bugs, issues, and features. Also some database help from Captain Rhubarb. For the most part, it has been going well. Warlock has been working on automating the conversions of armors. It works like the armor converter. It will not have its animations, but many items should be good enough to load and wear. However, the size of the Unity project resulted in no end of 6-hour build hangs and computer crashes. This morning, he had a major victory with it, Spire Skill Forge. It's a tool that will enable AQ Worlds balance and tester teams refine skills for the game in an incredibly fun way. We did our first content team review for today, which was really exciting. Tunic had been on triple duty of loot bags, dialogue, cutscenes, and general UI. The priority has been loot bags. We did not like having to walk over the bags to pick them up, so we changed it so the loot automatically flies up into a special loot inventory. This inventory does not take up any of your normal inventory space. Interesting. Wait, so is it going to stay there? Like when you relog? Is it going to be like the crafting inventory you have in AQ30? For context, if you craft an item in AQ30, it goes in like a separate, like, it's done crafting thing. You can just leave items in there and like kind of like save them. So maybe like you want to craft an item that maybe you'll wear in the future. You can just leave it in there and it doesn't take up inventory space. So maybe that's how the drops will work. That'd be kind of weird if drops worked like that in EQ Worlds. I kind of do and don't like that at the same time. Because I don't know. But anyway, alright, so actually we wanted to be able to see, okay, I read forward here, let me find this. The new items stay there so you can decide what to do with them. We felt it was important to be able to preview the item before moving it to your main inventory. Actually, we wanted to be able to see the main inventory and the loot bag at the same time with the item preview in the middle. Meanwhile, yeah, it's really cool. Meanwhile, Yurumi fixed all the server issues. I want to use the word all. I'm sure more will pop up. And has moved on to the backlog of stuff, all the known issues, I guess. Being able to put quotes around names, spaces in them, so you can send them private messages or go to them. Okay, so that's an issue if you have spaces in your names. Wishlist, AQ Adventure Quest Worlds. I was gonna say AQW. I don't know. Infinity on Steam. Yeah, wishlisted. It helps the game. Yeah, it helps the game like search rankings and stuff on Steam. So go wishlist it if you haven't. You have a Steam account. If you don't have a Steam account, get one because you're gonna need it if you want to play AQ Worlds Infinity on Steam when it eventually comes out. Anyway, so yeah, that's a big old paragraph thing that took me 15 minutes to read. Yeah, if you're still watching this video, hey, thanks for sticking around. Let me know what you thought about all the stuff we talked about today in the comment section down below. Love to read it. And check out yesterday's video. There was a lot of, if you like reading paragraphs, a lot of people left paragraph long comments on the video from yesterday. I'll be honest, I didn't read a lot of them. I read quite a few of them. It's fun arguing with people in the comment section about pointless stuff like hypotheticals I make up, and then people get really opinionated about them, which is good. It's good to have strong opinions about things. But yeah, a lot of people are very, very, very opinionated on the video from yesterday. So check that out if you haven't seen it. And yeah, as always, a large thank you to the members of the channel. Really appreciate that. You can become a member. Hit the button down below. Leave a like on the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. I'll be live with the new event tomorrow. Should be some cool outfits. Maybe that Kurlong outfit will probably finally come out. Maybe. Yeah, so I'll see you then. Peace.